watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the January 12th meeting for the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission meeting. This is our regular meeting, Monday, January 12th. It's been a fast month already. And it's our first meeting of 2026, so we're glad you're here and Happy New Year to everyone. We're going to do the roll call and then we'll be leading into election of officers, and I will step down. Clarence Hulse?
Here.
Phil Latchford?
Here.
Sheila Brilson-Matthias, I am here. Tracy Tillman is absent. And Sherry Wilson? Here. And Tom Nabokowski is absent. We have a quorum present. Before we start the election of officers, I'm going to introduce to you our attorney. He has been our second attorney for a long time, but he is now taking over as our main attorney. This is Tremel Rags. He is a practicing attorney and has lots of experience in municipal and finance redevelopment work. So we're very delighted that you're here, and welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'll step aside and have you lead our election of officer for president and vice president and secretary.
At this time, I'll now open nominations to. At this time, I'll open nominations to the president of the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission. Are there any nominations?
Yes, I would like to nominate Sheila Matthias for president.
Second.
There's been a nomination for Sheila Brilson-Matthias. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are now closed. Who generally does the roll?
I always do it, but I can.
Scott, I was going to say Skyler. Could you call the roll, please?
Sheila, you want to be president, correct? You accept?
I accept.
Okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure. Put words in your mouth. Mr. Clarence Hulse. Aye. Mr. Philip Latcher.
Aye.
Miss Sheila Matthias.
Am I allowed to vote for myself? Is that the rule?
You are? I think so.
Yeah. Aye.
And Miss Sheree Wilson.
Aye.
Congratulations.
With 4 ayes and 0 nays, Sheila Brilson-Matthias is the president of the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission for the year 2026. Madam President, would you like to do the nominations for vice president and secretary, or would you like me to take that?
I'd like you to continue. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I will take nominations for vice president of the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission for the year 2026.
I'd like to nominate Sherry Wilson.
I'll second that motion.
There's been a nomination of Sherry Wilson. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are now closed. And we will take roll. Clarence Hulse.
Aye.
Phil Latchford.
Aye.
Sheila Matthias.
Aye.
And Sherry Wilson.
Aye.
With 4 ayes and 0 nays, Sherry Wilson is the vice president of the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission for the year 2026. Next, I will open the floor to nominations for secretary for the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission for the year 2026. Are there any nominations?
I would like to nominate Phil Latchford for secretary.
Second.
There's 1 nomination for Phil Latchford. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are now closed. On the roll call, Clarence Hulse.
Aye.
Phil Latchford.
Aye.
Sheila Matthias.
Aye.
And Sherry Wilson.
Aye.
With 4 ayes and 0 nays, Phil Latchford is the secretary of the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission for the year 2026.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam President.
Congratulations, everyone, and thank you for helping us with our work. Next on the agenda, we have the approval of the minutes for the executive session on 12/17 and our regular hybrid meeting on 12/17/2025 as well. I would entertain a motion to approve both sets of minutes.
So move.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the executive session and the regular meeting on 12/17/2025. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you. Next, we have approval of the claims. Skylar, if you could lead us through the claim process, please.
Yes, this is claims. There's two sets of claims. You may recall in December, we didn't have our claims at that time, but we do right now. So I'm going to read those. I think there'll be two motions, a motion to approve this one and a motion to approve the
Right.
next one. Okay. Make sure I'm correct here. Yes. Okay. This is December 17th, 2025 claims. Payroll, we had November 2025 staff and commissioners operating. From our operating account, we have Great American Financial for copier fees for 2025. Office Depot for office supplies. Saranac Law Offices for legal retainer for November 2025. And from our North TIF, we had a 920 Franklin facade grant reimbursement for the brew box. August MAC, we had Trail Creek cleanup for SMP. We had Barnes and Thornburg Legal Services for SOLA ending 10/31/2025. Barnes and Thornburg Legal Services for Bloxham ending 10/31/2025. Butler, Fairman, and Seifert for right of way for Washington Park Boulevard streetscape 8/1/25 through 10/31/25. Butler, Fairman, Seifert for engineering Washington Park Boulevard streetscape 11/1/25 through 11/30/25. Global Engineering for Solar Boundary Survey 9/29/25 through 11/16/25. Hitchcock Design Group for Fetters Island Playground for 8/31/25 through 9/31/25. Michael Baker for MC Tech Support ending 11/30/2025. NIPSCO for Electric Service EV Stations 8th in Washington as of 12/2/25. Schneider Geomatics Engineering Services for Highway 12 and Lake Ave Relief Sewer. Schneider Geometrics for engineering Highway 12 and Lake Ave Relief Sewer. Saranac Law Offices for legal services in the North TIF November 2025. Smith Group for engineering to move the You Are Beautiful sign. That ended. That was our final pay. 9/27/25 through 11/28/25. U.S. Bank for debt service, Washington, Wabash Street bond. U.S. Bank for lease payment, Elston Grove bond. U.S. Bank lease payment, mixed use transit bond. U.S. Bank for lease payment, Lafayette Barker bond. And let's see here. I'm sorry, I lost my space. Wallach, Summers, and Haas for legal services on general matters 10/3/25. Wallach, Summers, and Haas for legal services for Pine Street 10/5/25. Legal services, Wallach, Summers, and Haas for legal services, Singing Sands 10/13/25 through 10/21/25. And Wallach, Summers, and Haas for legal services for Sola Site 10/5/25 through 10/31/25. In our South TIF, we have MC Police Department. That's the purchase of the 11/20/22 Dodge Durangos. Saranac Law Offices for legal services in the South TIF 2025. Wallach, Summers, and Haas for legal services Tailwinds Project 10/1/25 through 10/23/25. U.S. Bank for lease payment for Ohio Street bond. U.S. Bank for debt services for 400 North bond. And U.S. Bank for lease payment for the Double Track bond.
Are there any questions? If there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the claims for December 17th, 2025.
I'll make the motion to approve the claims as presented for December 17th, 2025.
Second.
Great. We have a motion and a second to approve the claims. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. Unanimous and motion is carried. Next, we have the claims for January 12th, 2026.
Excellent. Thank you. First of all, if we have payroll for December 2025, staff and commissioners, we have operating downtown ID exchange subscription renewal for S York. That's 3/1/26 through 3/1/27. Great American Financial for copier fees for 2026. Saranac Law Offices for legal retainer December 2025. North TIF, we had Baker Tilly for professional services in the North TIF reporting. Barnes and Thornburg for Bloxham arbitration. Barnes and Thornburg for legal services for SOLA, ending 11/30/2025. Butler, Fairman, Seifert for right-of-way services, Washington Park Boulevard. Indiana Residential Infrastructure Fund, that's our RIF loan. We paid our January payment, which was January 15th, 2026, RIF loan payment. Our NIPSCO, we paid electric services for EV stations at 8th Street as of 1/5/2026. Palouse, Shadley, Racher, and Braun for legal services for the Trail Creek properties. Quality Manufacturing, that was the powder coating of our You Are Beautiful sign. Saranac Law Offices, legal services for North TIF, December 2025. Terracon for Fetters Alley Playground, NEPA submittal. South TIF, we have Baker Tilly, professional services for South TIF reporting. Saranac Law Offices for legal services, South TIF, December 2025. East TIF, we have Baker Tilly for professional services for East TIF reporting. And Northeast TIF, Baker Tilly for professional services, Northeast TIF reporting. 2023 mixed use transit bond. We had U.S. Bank disbursement 2 Operation and Reserve Fund administration fee for 12/1/2025 through 11/30/2026.
Thank you. You're good at saying all those numbers. I would entertain a motion to approve the claims for January 12th, 2026.
I'll make the motion to approve the claims for January 12th, 2026 as presented.
Second.
Great. We have a motion, a second to approve the claims as presented for January 12th, 2026. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. We have no nays, so the motion has carried to approve the claims. Moving on, we have the financial reports for, we have 2 sets of financial reports as well, October 31st and November 30th.
Yes, this first one is for October 31st, 2025. From our operating account, we have $172,240.02. In our Southside TIF account, we have $8,685,694.66. In our Southside TIF debt reserve account, we have $336,308.50. In our Southside TIF capital account, we have $16,199.79. In our North End TIF account, we have $2,156,592.75. In our East Side TIF, we have $755,786.78. In our Northeast TIF account, we have $1,405,955.25. In our Transit Development District, we have $242,546.60. In our County Business Loan Fund, we have $94,829.59 for a total assets of $13,866,154.94.
Great. I would entertain a motion to approve the balance sheet for 10/31/2025.
So move.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. Let's move on to the balance sheet for 11/30/2025.
This is for 11/30/2025. Our operating account, we have $147,267.02. In our Southside TIF account, we have $8,289,972.15. In our Southside TIF debt reserve account, we have $336,308.50. In our Southside TIF capital account, we have $16,199.79. In our North End TIF account, we have $1,990,363.82. In our East Side TIF account, we have $755,551.56. In our Northeast TIF account, we have $1,406,255.51. In our Transit Development District, we have $242,747.37. In our County Business Loan Fund, we have $94,829.59 for a total asset of $13,279,495.31.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve.
So move. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the balance sheet for 11/30/2025. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. It's unanimous. We'll move on to public comments. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak at this time?
Hi, I'm
Hey.
Scott Goodman from PowerPoint Development in Chicago. Just Happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you.
Just want to show up today, really just in follow-up to the occurrences at the end of last year, just to express our continued interest and readiness to do a hotel on the former You Are Beautiful site, and certainly open to any questions you would have. But obviously, we are very bullish on Michigan City. Spent a lot of time here with you guys. Heard that there are bills being paid on our behalf, and we are obviously very wanting to continue our work and try and get something done. And actually, we're ready to get the hotel done at any time. So just wanted to express that to you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Are there any other members of the public who wish to speak at this time?
Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, board. Scott Melland.
Third time's a charm.
Or 3 strikes, you're out. I'll sit down now. Happy 2026. Welcome to our new face. I'll try to come up with some things to talk about since we're at the beginning of the meeting. There isn't anything. I see later in in our agenda that there's a contract not the contract extension, the contract extension for the Chicago Consultant Studio. My question would be, before we extend their contract, have they met any current deadlines and deliverables up until now? Are we on track, or is that another project that might be falling behind? Most of my comments will be in the form of a question. I understand you don't have to answer them, but I think hopefully I can bring up things that other people might want to know too. It is sad what happened with Sola. I appreciate that Mr. Goodman is here from Farpoint Developers. I appreciate the time and effort and money I believe he's put into Michigan City over these long 5 or 6 years, depending on how you count. My question, though, before he spoke was going to be, now that sadly the Sola development or the previous agreements are null and void, if we're going to have some sort of accelerated timeline for a new RFP or a new proposal for that site. When we started this process 5 or 6 years ago, values in Michigan City were quite a lot lower than they are. There's been quite a real estate renaissance here. Double tracking was an idea, and now it is a fait accompli. And Michigan City deserves something there. I understand the developer's happy to go forward with half the project, but that's not what we want. We want a 2.3 acre site that we have made ready with all sorts of economic development mechanisms. And this is a site that's ready to go. And all respect to the previous developer, and I mean no harm, but I've read about this in the Chicago Tribune, Indiana Business, and Crane Chicago Business. I mean, this is regional news. And this SOLA is a big part of the Michigan City Renaissance we're all hoping for. So I really hope we can get something happening there, and happening there sooner rather than later. That's what I had. So I wish us an excellent 2026, but we need to see things happen. We all know here that this town has been study crazy over the years, or it has reputation. And we put some good things into action. The two-way got done, so things can happen, but we can't let the site sit for another 2 or 3 years waiting for something to happen. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other members of the public who wish to speak at this time? Anyone online? Hearing none. Anyone else wish to speak? Hearing none, we'll move on from public comments. We have a request to move the approval for the Tailwinds Business Park up on the agenda due to a time constraint. So we're going to move item number 12 up ahead of item number 8. So approval of the Tailwinds Business Park will be our next subject.
Tonight we have Mr. David Uran and Matt Rossman with us, and we actually have Heather James online. Mr. White, would you promote Attorney James to be a a panelist for me where she can speak, interact with us. Thank you so much. Heather, can you hear us okay? Hey, good afternoon, Heather. How are you doing? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Wonderful.
I'm going to hand it off to these guys and let them introduce and talk a little bit about what we're doing, and then kind of refresh us after the holiday just a little bit, and then we'll go right into this.
Again, my name is David Duran, 218 Sheridan Street in Crown Point, Indiana, with Game Plan Solutions.
Matt Rossman with Rossman Partners in Crown Point, Indiana.
Yeah, we brought this project to you. It's been a few months, but we're rapidly moving this project forward. And with our last meeting in December before Christmas, we met with this commission to begin a true partnership on developing tailwinds here in Michigan City, which would be 11 business units on the corridor that we discussed earlier. And I think we're now just into the part where we said we're going to be here like each and every month now going forward as we hit those milestones. And tonight we're looking for hopefully the approval of the resolution and a development agreement so we can begin to get that roadway put in place that we're promising to move forward. And also, I believe we're on schedule for the EDC on January 22nd for their portion per the state statute to move this project forward. Obviously, the city council, and then back to this body here, so we can get shovels in the ground here this spring and begin to get the development going. Once all those things are in place, Matt and our team will be in front of the Planning Commission, getting the entitlements for the subdivision approvals, and hopefully we'll be having progress here in the next first quarter of the year.
May I ask you to, just for the public's consumption that may not have caught the last meeting, the location of the development and a little bit of kind of the impact you're hoping to have and what's going to actually go in there?
Yes, it doesn't have an address, but it's behind the movie theater and behind the Menards and Lowe's over there. And we're going to put a business park in there that's going to be about 10 to 12,000 square foot buildings. There are 11 lots, I believe. And then there's a retention pond, which is another lot. And so we creating the connectivity back there with that public road access. And we would be immediately looking to build a spec building based on having the ability to pull a building permit with the road complete. And then the first lot that is able to be built on.
And another big part of this project is this is the catalyst to, as you continue to move east from that corridor with this connection, this roadway into Cleveland. And as you guys begin to look at the future vision of Michigan City and the expansion of a possible another TIF district going to the further east, this is a nice opportunity to get some traction, some vehicle counts, foot traffic and connectability in that corridor as well. Overall, this should produce nearly $30 million of new investment for the community. It's going to create several new construction jobs through the local trades and permanent jobs as we go forward here. So it's connecting a lot of different buckets that the RDC is always involved with, making sure that the community has property values being retained, growing, and the tax base becomes much more opportunistic for the community itself.
Thank you. So what is needed from?
So what was asked of us at the last, you may recall, what we did last time was we executed a terms, and in that terms, it contemplated two and Heather, if I say something wrong, please jump in. It contemplated two mechanisms. You asked us for approximately $4 million. $2 million right now, and then $2 million later once we establish a TIF. The $2 million right now would be in the form of a loan, which we have done our analysis and we have the money to provide on the time frame that we put together. And then the next piece of that would be $2 million later in the form of a TIF developer-backed bond. Am I correct in what I'm stating? Make sure
That's exactly right.
Tonight, what we're here to do is make the pledge of $2 million to this project. And then that's just a pledge. We're saying we believe we have the money and we want to move forward with this project. The next step is that we have to go to the Economic Development Commission, not corporation, commission, the Economic Development Commission. And that's a 3-member board. We have set up a meeting. We've noticed at that meeting, they will essentially, I guess, approve the loan to move then to council. And then we go to city council, and at city council, then they actually approve the loan agreement. Have I stated all that right?
That's all correct.
So that's essentially what we're here tonight. We're essentially starting the first process for this project. We will also have to start the process of a project-specific TIF over top of this 30 acres of land. That will be a little bit later on. We'll start that process. The reason for starting this TIF, though, just to get it out there to the public, a large section of all of our older TIFs, both north and south, go away in 2027. So we will no longer have TIFs in this area in 2027. This is the first step into kind of helping us, as Mr. Uran kind of gave an idea that we could start expanding southeast, if you will, with our TIF along the Cleveland Avenue corridor. This would also start establishing the pattern of development down there and what we would like to see down there. So that's kind of what we're doing tonight. Heather, I'm going to stop there and have you kind of explain what exactly we're doing. So.
Sure. Well, that was a good overview. Thank you for that. 2 resolutions before you this evening. One is the TIF pledge resolution, pledging that $2 million to the forgivable loan. And then we separately have a resolution approving the form of development agreement, which covers both the $2 million loan and then the bond issuance that we are contemplating a little further down the road.
Yes. Could you, Heather, if you don't mind, can you expand on the bond piece of this, the resolution, and what we're doing, what that is, what we're actually doing tonight?
So what we're doing tonight, there's first the resolution pledging TIF to the forgivable loan, and that is only tied to the $2 million that you have on hand. Then the development agreement is separately considered in another resolution, and that development agreement is still being negotiated, but will cover both the forgivable loan and the eventual bond issuance that, as you mentioned, will be a developer-backed bond.
Yes.
That will cover not only the public infrastructure component that we're talking about with the 2 million, but also the larger project down the road that will be funded with the TIF generated by the project itself, with the new TIF area that the city will have to go through the process to create.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to pass to our attorney who has a few comments to make.
Hi, Heather. Tramel Rice here. Just one quick question. I've reviewed the draft resolution, and the draft resolution for the commission of the loan states that the Redevelopment Commission approves in substantial form the loan agreement. It's my understanding that the approval of the loan agreement is not is responsibility of the Michigan City Council. They ultimately have authority to approve that loan agreement.
That's correct.
So the commission approving the loan agreement, it as a function of the resolution, it doesn't seem to have effect. I'm curious about that suggested action.
Yeah, we included commission approval because we've already drafted and provided the loan agreement and had it available to this body. So we thought we would also allow this body the opportunity to approve that agreement since you're pledging the TIF towards it, but it's not a legally required step. We only need approval of the actual pledge.
Okay. So I would recommend that the commission, if they approve the resolution, they approve an amended resolution with that removed. Just so there's no confusion on
Who's approving it?
Correct.
Okay.
Council will, of course, also be adopting an ordinance approving the loan agreement.
Is that okay with you guys? I'm sorry, Ms. James.
That's,
You're okay
yeah,
with
that's
it?
fine. Sure.
Yeah, I think we want to be really careful. We make sure that the Common Council understands that that is their responsibility, and we are making a recommendation for approval, but certainly want to respect their role.
And then with the bond agreement, the resolution, can that be just contingent upon your final review?
Yes, that can be contingent upon legal review.
Yeah, is that okay with you guys, James, Miss James? And then I'll have, I know Miss James, you haven't spoke to Trammell. He's brand new, but we will connect. I will connect you tomorrow morning, first thing.
That's perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right, are there any questions from the commissioners?
Does everyone understand what we're doing in general? I know this is new. Does
Why
everyone
don't you
understand?
summarize it for us?
So actually, I'm going to have Miss James summarize it. She's really good at this. Yeah.
Okay, so we are asking you to adopt the TIF pledge resolution, which is pledging the $2 million of existing TIF on hand from your consolidated area to the repayment of the forgivable loan. Then we are separately asking for approval of the resolution approving the development agreement, which is tied both to that forgivable loan and the future bond issuance that will be secured by the TIF that is generated by the actual project in a to be created TIF allocation area.
Correct. And if I might just add a little bit of flavor to that or something to that, the loan isn't just 2 million to them. There are certain benchmarks. There are 3 benchmarks in there. I believe it's once they commence the project, there's an $800,000 payout. Once Mr. Warner goes out there and looks it over and kind of signs off on a halfway step, if you will, there's another $800,000 released. The final $400,000 comes at dedication of road once it's finalized and complete, and Mr. Warner says it's ready to be dedicated to the city in order to be put into their portfolio of roads, official roads. Then we pay out the final. Just so you know, there are benchmarks in that. There are also benchmarks in that in our redevelopment agreement that should we not achieve some of these things, or basically there's nothing. All this goes away essentially if we don't achieve the project.
We don't do what we're
We
supposed
don't
to
do what we're supposed to do on both sides.
Yeah, there's safeguards here. That's why it's a true 50-50 partnership. And I think it's really important to the people watching here tonight that might be online or here in the audience. This is a public improvement project. So this project is a roadway that will service and benefit the entire community. This will spark opportunity for the development to be for those other 11 lots, which will create those jobs permanently and construction wise, and new AV for the community and new AV to the RDC. And that's as this roadway gets put in, your $2 million benefit into it is pretty much about 50% of what the cost of the road is. It is become upon us then to go out there and produce the development to get repaid back on the other side of a public improvement. And then the jobs and all that stuff and all the AV continues to pour into the commission going forward. So this is truly a partnership on both sides.
Yes.
Okay. So let's make a motion to on the TIF pledge resolution first. How you want to proceed?
Yeah, I think we would do the TIF pledge resolution. I'm sorry, the pledging of the loan, TIF loan first, which would be resolution 126, and then our next one would be resolution 226, essentially. And I think we should pending those upon
Final legal review.
final legal review. Does that sound okay, Ms. James?
That's excellent.
And then I'll connect you guys tomorrow morning, first thing.
Great. Thank you.
All right, I would accept a motion to approve resolution 126 on the TIF pledge. And everything is after
As amended.
as amended and with appropriate legal review. So move.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second on the Tailwinds Project TIF pledge resolution. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion has carried. Next, we have resolution 226, which is approval of the,
This will be the TIF bond and the EDA,
okay,
which we'll have Trammell review before we.
okay. Thank you. So that is a resolution on, resolution 226 on the TIF bond. Okay, And it's, again, pending Mr. Ragg's review. I would entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
We have a motion? We have a second? Okay, a motion and a second to approve Resolution 226 on the Tailwind Business Park. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. Thank you.
Madam President,
Thank-
Board, Tyler, thank you very much.
We look forward to working with you, and we're happy we could do a project with you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Job and
Thank
development.
you all.
Good, that's a good thing.
Thank you, Ms. Shane.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Good luck tonight.
All right, moving back to our item 8 on the agenda, we have Haas and Associates proposal on the Ameriplex Phase 2 engineering services.
Mr. Laughlin, are you online tonight? Can you jump on and speak for me? Tell me when you can hear me. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Can you hear us? You're on mute.
There it is. Okay. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. So, Ryan, hey, Ryan, it's good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. Hey, so I know it's been a long time coming for this one, so bear with us. Obviously, we have a new attorney now, so he may, I don't know, he may have some comments for this. Hopefully not. I know it's been a long time to get here. So let me give some history on this. You guys may recall, or for the public's knowledge, we approved a contract. Let me back up. We have a contract with Ameriplex, Michigan City, with Holiday, to build the second phase of the Holiday project on Cleveland. Probably 6 or 7 years ago, we built. We participated as a redevelopment commission in the construction of two things: a building, which is the Haskell building, and we participated in the construction, engineering, and design of Ameriplex Drive. At that time, we only built 400 or 500 feet of Ameriplex Drive, Ryan?
I think it was a little bit more than that, but that's
Okay.
about right. Yeah.
We built half of it. Let's say we built half of it. It was agreed to at that time that when Holiday came back and was ready to build their second phase, which will now be the oh man, I'm having a brain. It will be, I forget the name of it, but they're going to build their second building now, the Aldridge building. It will be the Aldridge building. That at the time they were ready to build that building, the Redevelopment Commission would then complete the remainder of this road, meaning the second half of this road. Rather than having it redesigned and everything of that nature, at the time, 6 or 7 years ago, we had the full road designed. Haas and Associates, Haas Engineering designed that road. I would like to just re-engage with them, and they have agreed to basically dust off the plans, work with Mr. Werner to make sure that it still meets all of the requirements that he's going to require. So we executed a contract in order to bid and go to bid for that road. Once we executed that, we started looking at it a little bit more in depth. I looked at it with our city attorney, our corporate attorney, and the land is already dedicated for a road, meaning that the city already owns it. We don't necessarily own it. The Redevelopment Commission doesn't own it. At that time, it was we backed up and we said, well, we need to work with the Board of Works to bid out this process and go through the formal public works process. And I do believe this contract reflects that. Ryan, take it and run with it. That's I kind of set the stage, if you will, about what I think we're doing.
Just for my own clarification, it sounds like what we're talking about is the bidding and construction services agreement for Ameriplex Phase 2.
Correct.
My understanding was that agreement was approved at the September meeting, pending minor revisions from Alan Ciernek, which we made last week. So my understanding was that was already approved and that it just needed to be signed. But we have another agreement in front of you, which is for new wetland related services.
Oh.
Just want to make sure that we're on the same page about which.
I totally am not on the same page then. Sorry.
So this is the wetland one.
Yeah, can you tell us what we're doing? I'm totally off the page
I
then.
guess I don't know what you're looking at, but if you're looking at our proposal for wetland services, that's dated December 30th of 2025.
That's correct.
Okay.
I thought we
Yeah.
were talking about Ameriplex. Sorry.
No, that's really relevant too. But I think actually last week I spoke with Alan finally, and we had those changes made to the agreement. So I think
Excellent.
that's already good to go and just needs to be signed. The proposal that you have, the one dated December 30th, 2025, that's simply for requesting a water of the state determination for a very small ditch wetland, essentially, that is impacted by the phase 2 scope of work.
Yes.
And
Okay.
our understanding is based on the size of that, the classification of it, the fact that it's within the municipal boundaries in Michigan City, that under the new Indiana Department of Environmental Management law governing wetlands in Indiana that was passed, I think, July of last year, that will not be regulated by the state, and no impacts, no mitigation, et cetera, will be necessary for it. And then all they'll do is they'll say, we concur, this is not under our jurisdiction for the following reasons, and it won't be, nothing will have to be done about it, essentially. So really it's like a almost administrative thing to do, but still some paperwork needs to be filed with IDEM in order to get their official response on the matter. And that's what this proposal is about.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought I was talking to Alan and I was not aware of this. I thought we were still figuring out how to get the bidding out. So I apologize.
Oh, that's okay.
So this is a scope of work for wetland consulting and engineering coordination in a not to exceed of $6,000. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right. I would entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the proposal for civil engineering services around wetland permitting and coordination. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry, board.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Thank you for being here tonight, Ryan.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Thanks. Next, we have the August MAC change order for Trail Creek.
Yes. So this one I do know what it is. So let me go into that. Right now, we are trying to close out our 8th Street. Actually, we're trying to close out the Trail Creek cleanup. You may always hear me talk about Blues, Shalley, Rachel and Braun, and August Mack in our claims docket. We have been working on this project for in excess of 10 plus years, probably longer than that. Trying to get basically get to a point where we can have a sign off on the Trail Creek cleanup project. And what we're working on right now, August Mack has done a lot of work for us, and we basically are out of money. We only approved about $15,300. The problem is it took a lot more cycles to get our clean testing results. You have to get, I think, 2 full cycles of testing done at our wells, our monitoring wells. We didn't hit that. So it took a little bit longer to get that 2-cycle process so that we could close this out. At this point in time, where we're at, this contract or this change order will basically take us to it will cover that excess to the 31st. But then I believe there will be another portion that we need to do this year for 2026 to basically close out through IDEM. With that, I do see Matt, I know you're taking over for Paula tonight. Can you make sure that I'm stating everything correctly? I've been wrong tonight already once. Matt, can you hear us okay? Matt, you're on mute. Can you hear us?
While we're waiting for
Hello,
Matt,
can you hear me now?
I'll just give a little bit of background for the public. This is the former Concord Cleaners Project and impact on Trail Creek. The change order is in the amount of $18,361.60. Okay, sorry, Matt, go ahead, please.
Oh, no, thank you very much. So yes, the general summary you gave is correct. This project did take a bit longer with some additional sampling and things like that. We did submit a completion report recently, and so the item is still reviewing that document, and we're still waiting for the final approval and things on that document. And in the meantime, after the completion report was submitted, we were working on some soil management plans also. We have two soil management plans that we created, one for the Concord Cleaner property and then also one for the Trail Creek properties. And I believe there was some discussion of potential purchasing of the Trail Creek properties or that area over there. So the process was actually sped up a bit, so we had a bit more communication with IDEM and things like that regarding some of the abandonment requests. Like I said, we're still waiting on that remediation completion report approval. And then you were correct, we do have some additional work. Hopefully, once that completion report is reviewed, it will be approved, and then the kind of wrap up of the project of abandonment of the wells and things like that will be kind of finalized.
And that would be this year, though, right? For 2026.
Yes. We anticipate that would be this year and hopefully can request for closure.
Perfect. And you'll be coming back to us with another request to kind of handle that closure process, if you will.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, kind of as you said, we've been doing a lot of work for a long time, and good rapport with the city. So a lot of the work that this change order actually covers was soil management plan costing that has been completed and submitted already. So the next one will be future stuff.
Perfect.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve the change order in the amount of $18,361.60 in regards to the former Concord Cleaners Project and the impact on Trail Creek property monitoring.
I'll make the motion to approve the change order as presented by August Mack for $18,361.60 for the cleanup of what was formerly known as the Concord Cleaners Project.
Second.
Great. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Matt. Oh, yeah. Which one is his?
Right. Just I was just talking about that receptor. I got to cycle through.
So we are changing the agenda once more and moving up the number 13, approval of change order and funding for the two-way street closeout for Mr. Werner. We want to get you home at some point today.
Yeah.
So number 13 we'll take next rather than number 10. So you have a change order and funding for the two-way street closure document to discuss.
Tim Werner, city engineer. Basically with the CCMG 24-1 contract that the grant money that we got, Franklin Street was one of the streets of the 15 on that list that were going to be resurfaced. When I came on board, I know that we, the city, have been talking about getting Franklin Street back to a two-way street. So I talked with the mayor about it, said, hey, we've got Reith Riley on contract. Can we talk to them about doing change order work to get this changed to a two-way at this point? Because if we resurface it now, it's going to be 10 or 15 years before we would want to tear up the street again. So basically we went ahead with the request with Reith Riley to do, kind of some cost estimates of things. There'd be quite a bit of curb work on what would be the east side to get it realigned from 8th to 9th Street, Originally, the road was shifted over when Franklin Square turned into a street so that it would align with the two eastmost lanes closest to the street. So we had to straighten that out. So the center line of Franklin Street from 11th Street all the way to 4th Street was one continuous line. So there was that first block of a lot of curb work, and that when they started doing the work, we found that there were electric cables and things in the way that were unanticipated. The plans that we had showed them over to the side, but they were actually under the pavement and under curb work that we were doing. So there was a lot of change order work necessary there that was unforeseen when we first came up with the concept of let's just do a little bit of the curb work and the ramps at the corners and just get the pavement done and put the striping in. Well, this extra work turned out to be necessary to be able to do that once we started. So
We originally bid that out. You may recall we did a betterment.
Right.
We participated in that betterment with the state CCMG grant. We did, I think, 600 grand. We bid it. It come in about 600 grand. But again, there was I think we found quite a few little things, discrepancies in what we thought was there underneath the street. So
also, as we started removing some of the pavement for the curb ramps, there's all that brickwork there on Franklin Street, a lot of tripping hazards there that we needed to take care of. So it ended up growing once we actually physically started working to kind of expand the sidewalks around the ramps and things where we were taking out some of the tripping bricks and things like that. So there were a lot of little things that kind of hit us, but the main thing was getting that electric line relocated.
And Mr. Warner, I believe the request is 285,000 was the change order. Total of all change orders, I think 285,000.
Yeah. And the original contract for the whole thing was 2.9 million. So it was less than 10% change order overall. Yeah.
Thank you. Are there any questions about the change order on Franklin Street? I would entertain a motion to approve the change order in the amount of $285,000.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the change order for the 2A street project in the amount of $285,000. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Warner.
Thank you. I'd hate to have to tear that out and put it back to the old.
That would be a hot mess, but we've done some crazy things in this town before. All right. Let's go back to number 10, approval of the pre-development funding for 5th and Pine Street development.
Perfect. Thank you so much for entertaining Mr. Warner. I don't want to keep him waiting on us. As part of our, right now we have a project going on. We're in pre-development. We're actually in the we're in the stage of pre-development for with DAC. They are a developer out of Chicago that we have brought on board to develop our Pine Street project, which is Pine and 5th Street. They're in about between 5th and 6th Pine Street, Spring Street. There's 7 acres of land there. We've brought them on for a 2-phase project. As part of the term sheet and our development agreement with them, we agreed to partner with them to provide funding for some of the pre-development costs. I did this for 2 reasons. One, I think we wanted to be good partners to them, but also 2, I get to keep all the things that we fund. So that's a really good bonus to me. I only agreed to fund certain things, and that would be the things that you see here: environmental and geotech services, a full ALTA for the entire 3 parcels. Actually, there's more than 3 parcels, but it's the full 7 acre. He's taken it 3 blocks. There's a full 7 acres there in the perimeter streets, and also to do the title search for the entire site, meaning all 7 acres. Also, there would be a traffic study with DAC with final input and a site plan layout for that. So those are the things that I agreed to participate in. Redevelopment is something that all developers go through. This is just something we negotiated with them. They will be putting in a similar amount of money, if not more, because they're still responsible for all the engineering, all the civil, or the architecture, all of the things of that nature, which is much more significant. But obviously, it's harder for me to recycle a plan, whereas these things are actually very beneficial for me to hand off should this fail to another developer. So That being said, we've capped this at a not to exceed 100 grand for this. And basically, that's the ask of the redevelopment commission, is that we would participate in funding these things. I already have a surveyor. You will see that coming before you here in just a little bit. I would like to work with Global, and they've already been engaged. They're fully ready to start the Alta and the title search, title work. Any questions I can answer?
Anyone have any questions or comments?
Anyone from the board?
Pardon?
Anyone from the board?
Yep. Nope. I would entertain a motion to approve this request in regards to $100,000 spent on the 4 deliverables based on our redevelopment needs for 5th and Pine Street.
I would say not to exceed 100 grand. If I have anything more, then I got to come back to you. That would be very specific. Yeah.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Thank you.
Second.
Great. We have a motion and a second to approve this request for not to exceed $100,000 scope of work in regards to the 5th and Pine Street project with 4 specific deliverables. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Great. Motion is carried. Thank you. Let's move on to so we have a contract extension for Chicago Consultants Studio, which I've had a request for us to table that for until our next meeting.
Yes.
Does anyone have a problem with us tabling that, or do we need a motion? Okay.
You need a motion.
We need a motion.
You need a motion.
All right, I would accept a motion to table the contract extension for the Chicago Consultant Studio for the 5th and Pine Street development.
I'll make the motion to table the contract extension for the Chicago Consultant Studio at 5th and Pine.
Great.
So.
Do we have a second? Yep.
Second.
Great. We have a motion and a second to table this contract extension for Chicago Consultant Studio. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. Thank you. Next on the agenda, my agenda is.
I'm sorry, we've messed it up so much. I know we're on global approval.
Okay, so we finished this one.
Mhm.
Okay, next we have appropriation of funds for global engineering.
So every year we have a contractual services agreement with Global, well, at least the past 2 years. I would like to continue our relationship with them. They've been very good to us, and they're always very responsive. I call them for I need a legal description of a parcel so that I can do a vacation of a piece of land, and they get it to me in days, where it takes people quite a little bit of time for doing that. They do the legal descriptions. They'll be doing the legal description for our TIF district, which will go into the TIF document. They know how to do it. They've done it for a few years. Also, I will be using them to do our Alta on the 5th Pine Street. But this is an agreement not to exceed 100 grand. I'm not saying we're going to spend $100,000, but it is a not to exceed that number. There are a few other properties that I would like to go ahead and have surveyed that we own, and I think it would be beneficial as we move into the next era of development here. It would be very helpful to hand. That's probably one of the first questions I get asked. Do you have a survey? And it's very handy for me to be able to say, yes, I do have a survey. Here it is. That way they can drop it into CAD or whatever type of program they're using to kind of pull up drawings and things of that nature. But that's what this is. I believe Mr. Rags has reviewed this. Okay. And yeah, it's a not to exceed number. And you've got questions, I'll entertain it.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, let's move forward with a motion to approve the professional services agreement to Global Engineering and Land Surveying in a not to exceed figure of $100,000.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Yep, motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. Thank you. Next, we have appropriate funds for Butler, Fairman, and Seifert for Washington Park Boulevard project.
I would like to ask that this be tabled for right now. I haven't had a chance to talk to Mr. Rags about this. I threw a lot at him and I wanted to make sure that we got the important things done. But I also need engineer Werner. He's working on that project right now. It is a project that we've been participating in the engineering, but I need him to kind of work with Butler Fairman to figure out how much more we need to finish this project out. And I do believe we're going into construction this year. So I kind of need to know what gets us to construction.
Okay, thank you. I would entertain a motion to table this Butler Fairman Seaford appropriation until it comes back to us through our
Hopefully fit.
executive director.
I'll make the motion to table the item number 15, appropriated funds for Butler, Fairman, and Seaford.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you. Next, we have the approval of the Redevelopment Commission's 2026 salary order.
Yes. So let me just give a little overview of this. I have checked it out. The numbers are right.
They are or are not?
They are right. They are right. I checked it 3 or 4 times. So as you see, we whittled it down. There are only the executive director, the business manager, the special projects manager, and an administrative assistant too. Those are the only things coming out of our that are going to be in my department now. And keep in mind that all this is funded from TIF proceeds, so it does not come out of the general fund. Typically, we do this at the end of the year. The reason why we're here is because we just finalized budget, and that took a little bit longer, and we needed to make sure we have all the people that we need in my department. So my department's kind of new.
Great. I would entertain a motion to approve the 2026 salary order for the Department of Redevelopment.
I'd like to make the motion to approve of the redevelopment 2026 salary order as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the salary order as presented for the Department of Redevelopment. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. Thank you. Next, we have approval of appraisals for sites in the North TIF.
I have some sites that I'm looking at in the North TIF, and I would just like to get maybe approval of appraisals. Can we set a not to exceed? Let's set a not to exceed of 10 grand. I don't think it'll take that much though. I'm thinking 5, but I just want to make sure we have enough.
Are there any questions? Would anyone be willing to make a motion to approve a not to exceed of $10,000 for appraisals for sites in the North TIF?
I'd like to make the motion to approve the appraisals for sites in the North TIF in a not to exceed amount of $10,000.
Second?
Second.
Okay, great. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. We give you the tools and you.
Thank you so very
Going on.
much.
Next, we have, we always have this on the agenda just to keep the community informed on the 11th Street Station, the garage and the residential tower. I know all of us who have lived here for a while tend to drive past and take a look as it develops, and it's quite the talk of the town. So let's hear what you.
I'll just tell you a little bit more about what I know. I think there's 114 theoretical reservations. Not all those will become attendees, but there are 114 reservations. A large percentage of them are from Michigan City. They do track some certain demographics, if you will. They also, I know they were in town last week. They have some models, like fully mocked up models right now. Unfortunately, I didn't get to tour it because I had another meeting, but I'm really upset that I missed that. Really wanted to see what one of the finished models looked like. I do believe 2 of my planners got to tour the whole tower, so it was really nice. The views are amazing from there. What else can I say about this? We're still scheduled for a March 2026. They will start, I believe, the first round of rentals being available with a move-in date, I think, of August. So they'll start probably that process of getting you ready to be renting on that time during that time frame, with a move-in date is still August of 2026. So and it may be sooner. Just depends on how quickly they can move with the finishes in the southern tower, the lower 7-story building.
Great, thank you. Any questions or comments?
Get everything, Clarence, that you were on that meeting. Yeah. Okay.
All right, report by legal counsel. We have you on the agenda all the time, so other than saying hello, you don't have to say anything.
Okay, I was just going to say hello, and I'm glad to be part of the success of Michigan City going forward.
Great, thanks so much. We're really glad that you're here. Do you have any other things to report?
I'm just glad to have Trammell here as well. So.
Anything else?
I don't have anything else. I know that we're going to be working on a lot of projects. Thank you for the Tailwinds project. We have a few other really exciting projects. You heard from Mr. Julian Walters at the last meeting. We executed a term sheet with him. Our plan is to still move forward with him. I've got some TIF analysis going on right now, and just working with him on some plans for that. We also have another exciting project that's coming to us. And again, I think it's really exciting for Michigan City to see that our incentive is changing. It's not being so 100% no more. And actually, it's going down less of people asking more for the infrastructure side of things, which is significantly less than asking for we need 100% of the TIF that we generate. It's really changing in a dynamic way, which I knew it would eventually. I've been here for almost 13 years now, and it's interesting to see that shift in the incentives and the amount or what people are asking for. That to me lets me know that we're in a good spot and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. So
Thanks so much. 2026 should be a great year.
yes.
Any comments from the commissioners? All right. Our next meeting is February 9th, 2026. And at this time, I would like to adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much for attending. Thanks, everyone.